Meanwhile, the coronavirus pandemic leaving the sports world at a standstill for sure has a lot of implications. Major League Baseball suspending its season before it even began, but new reports of behind-the-scenes planning offering at least a glimmer of hope for baseball fans across the country. Joining me right now in a Fox Business exclusive is Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred. And Commissioner, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Tough times. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Working hard and trying to navigate through what's a very difficult time for us and for everybody in the United States.
So what are the plans? Of course, there are reports, as I just mentioned, of a potential plan where spring training leagues would be used this season to minimize travel and reduce exposure. What are you thinking about in terms of reopening or pivoting baseball today?
Well, most important, the only decision that we've made, the only real plan that we have is that baseball is not going to return until the public health situation has improved to the point that we're comfortable that we can play games in a manner that's safe for our players, our employees, our fans, and in a way that will not impact the public health situation adversely. So right now, it's largely a waiting game. During that period, as you might expect any business would, we have engaged in, contingency planning. We've thought about how we might be able to return in various scenarios. But again, the key is the improvement in the public health situation.
For sure. Commissioner, assess the situation for us, because people sometimes forget how many legs this story has and how significant the impact is across the TV world, the advertising world, the fact that live sports has been shut down. It's not just the fans, but this is a huge business. This is the highest premium intellectual property of anything, live sports. So give us your assessment in terms of where we are today.
Well, you have to begin with the proposition that baseball is a seasonal business. And unfortunately for us, the pandemic struck right at the low point for us, right before we begin our season. It's had really serious impacts on our business. Obviously, 40% of our local revenue is gate and gate related. Obviously, that's all at risk right now. We do have both significant media contracts, both national and local, but at the end of the day, those contracts are dependent on our ability to provide content to some of our great partners like Fox. And so it is a difficult situation. The owners have responded with efforts to help all aspects of what we think of as the baseball family. From the day of game workers in stadiums, they donated $30 million to relief there. We joined with our players, made $1 million contribution to Feeding America and Meals on Wheels. But and we've kept our employees employed. In general, certainly the commissioner's office and the clubs kept our employees employed full time and earning their full salaries in the hope that we'll be able to come back quickly.
I love the fact that the MLB partnered with Fanatics to manufacture masks and hospital gowns at the factory, and from materials used to make MLB jerseys. That is just wonderful. And I want to talk about that, but let me get your take first on this idea that the entire league would mass in Arizona and play the season throughout various stadiums and facilities in Arizona. Is that plan off the table at this point, or are you considering that still?
No, we have a variety of contingency plans that we have talked about and worked on. Plans may be too strong a word. Ideas may be your word, maybe a better word. But all of them are designed to address limitations that may exist when businesses restart. Travel limitations on mass gatherings that may still exist. And we've thought about ways to try to make baseball available to all the fans across the United States in the face of those restrictions. So from our perspective, we don't have a plan. We have lots of ideas. What ideas come to fruition will depend on what the restrictions are, what the public health situation is. But we are intent on the idea of trying to make baseball part of the recovery, the economic recovery, and sort of a milestone on the return to normalcy.
Well, a couple of things that you've done. You've launched a 30 million effort to support ballpark workers who've been impacted by the void of games. You've announced a joint $1 million MLB-PA fund to speed food assistance to those impacted by the crisis. And, of course, you partnered with the Fanatics to manufacture masks and hospital gowns at the factories. You are doing all the right things ahead of the Fan Engagement Day. This Wednesday is Jackie Robinson Day, April 15th. I had the opportunity to meet Rachel Robinson, and I was just floored by how lovely and wonderful she is. I'm so happy you treat this as the holiday that it should be, Commissioner.
Well, two pieces to that. I mean, Rachel Robinson is truly an American treasure. She's a phenomenal woman, one of the nicest.
She really is. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, she really is phenomenal. But, you know, obviously the commemoration of Jackie Robinson is a crucial part of our history. We've tried to take some of the key dates in the baseball calendar and give our fans a chance to engage with the game in the absence of games being played. We did it with opening day at home,
right,
which was a real success for us. We hope Jackie Robinson Day will be another one. And, you know, hats off to the clever content people at baseball with coming up with good ideas for our fans.
Really great. And thanks for all you're doing to give back during this moment of crisis for the country, Rob. It's great to see you this morning. Thank you, Commissioner.
Good to see you as well, Maria. Thank you very much.
We look forward to things getting back to normal. Rob Manfred joining us this morning, Commissioner at the MLB.